American men are more like independent and have more freedom because a lot of them live on their own. Italian men are much more into PDA. Hey guys, it's Caroline, and today we're talking about men. This is something I get asked a lot since I have experienced both Italian and American men. And obviously everything I'm talking about in this video is based on my own experience, so just keep that in mind. The first thing I've noticed with Italian versus American men is that Italian men are very forward, like right from the beginning, very unfiltered, very quick to compliment and quick to like make a move on you. Whereas American men, remember I am from the Midwest, so this could change depending on where you are. I'm talking about American men from the Midwest. American men are more like reserved and take things a little more slowly. They're a little more respectful, just as far as like not thinking you just want them to make a move on you immediately. And they're complimentary, but like a little toned down. Whereas Italian men are more like overtly complimentary and just like, oh my God, you're so beautiful and you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And if you like compare that to American men, they're just a little softer with their compliments. All right, the next thing I've noticed is Italian men are much more into PDA. Italians in general are, and that's just part of the culture. It's not good or bad, it's just different. So Italian men are all over you. They don't care where you are and who's around. PDA is just so like common in Italian culture that they don't really care if anyone sees, and they're not like shy about it. Even in front of like friends and stuff, like they just don't care. Whereas in America, they're a little more reserved with that. And obviously alcohol plays a factor. I'm talking like completely sober. Italians don't really have any inhibitions when it comes to showing affection or PDA. And if you see it in America, you're probably like in a bar or a setting where alcohol is around. You wouldn't see people like making out at the grocery store. But in Italy, I would honestly not bat an eye if I saw someone just like completely making out in a grocery store. So yeah, that's another difference I've noticed. Okay, the next difference is that Italian men are mama's boys and they love to be at home, and a lot of them live at home well after college, like well under their 30s. And I know there are like financial reasons for that too, since it is a lot harder to like go be independent in Italy just because of the economy and the situation over there. But I will say that like Italian men are much more attached to their mothers, and maybe that's because they do live at home so long. They're just, yeah, their moms do their laundry and cook for them. And I guess to me, being an American who is used to seeing men get their own place and be on their own, it seems a little more dependent. Like Italian men are more dependent on their moms and their families, whereas American men are more like independent and have more freedom because a lot of them live on their own. So that's just something different. Once again, I'm not saying it's better one way or the other, but it's something I've noticed. And another thing I've noticed is that Italian men are really good cooks, which is probably because their moms are cooking for them a lot and they like learn from them. Yeah, Italian men are just very good in the kitchen. Whereas American men are typically better like on the grill, making burgers or steaks or something. They're not so good at like recipes. I know, of course, there are American men who can cook, and I know some who can. Home cooked meals are just really ingrained in the Italian culture, so it makes sense that Italian men do have more skills in the kitchen. The next thing is smoking. So a lot of Italian men smoke cigarettes. A lot of Italians in general and Europeans in general smoke cigarettes. So that's just a very common thing you'll see. Whereas in America, it's a lot less common for men to smoke, and it's a lot less common for people to smoke in general. I don't even know how many Italian men smoke, but I would say like 6 out of 10 will be smokers. Whereas in America, like 1 out of 10 might be. I just never see men light up a cigarette here. Unless they're drinking or something, but like people who, I'm talking about people who smoke pretty consistently. So yeah, a lot of Italian men are smokers and a lot of American men are not. Okay, my last thing I've noticed is that Italian men stare. They have no shame in staring at you. In America, it's weird to just stare at someone you don't know, but in Italy, it's perfectly acceptable. And it doesn't even matter if you're like walking with your boyfriend or something. Italian men will stare. they'll make comments, they'll make it very obvious they're looking at you, they'll jerk their necks around when they walk by you to like check you out, and they have no shame in doing that, and they don't care if you notice, and they don't care if you make eye contact with them. Like if you see them staring, they don't like look away. They're just like, yeah, I'm staring at you. Whereas American men, if they do look at you and you catch them looking, they'll like look away really quick, like they're more shy about it. So Italians are just more, once again, they don't have any inhibitions around that. They're just like, all right, I'm gonna stare at you because I want to and I'm allowed to. So it's just a little more intense in Italy. And now I've gotten used to it, but it was a little startling when I first moved over there. So yeah, that is all I have for today on Italian versus American men. Let me know if you have any other things you've noticed in the comments below, if you've experienced Italian or American men. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want to stay posted on what I'm up to, make sure to follow me on Instagram. And I'll see you guys next time. Ciao for now.